Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 5 of Lions of the Republic here on the Wrestling Republic YouTube page. We're back. We're your hosts, Ben and Suki. We
Yes.
apologize for the slight delay to last week's episode, varying technical issues, a delayed bullet train, all of these things. They were just conspiring against us. So the episode that we released about Bullet Club is now out. Please go check it out. It'll
Yes.
probably have been out for about a week, half a week-ish by the time you see this episode. Hopefully there aren't any more delays. But do please check it out, especially if you want to see Dry Hard Juice Robinson make
Yeah.
his triumph. Oh my goodness, you've actually got it with you.
Speaking of which, I got it. I got it with me.
Dry Hard Juice Robinson makes its triumphant return to Lions of the Republic. I think I'm going to write to our boss Ben, big boss Ben, and say, can we have Dry Hard Juice Robinson as the official mascot of Lions of the Republic? Once again, Juice, if you are actually watching this, we're so sorry. Please don't kick Suki out of the Bullet Club. We 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 don't mean any disrespect.
Yes.
So, with that all out of the way, how are you doing, Suki? How is life?
I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I haven't ate dinner. I
Okay.
just ordered Uber Eats. And I just came back from Takeshita's 10th anniversary show, which ended at around 8, and I had to stay at around 8:30 for his signature and then like a 10-second handshake. So that was fun. So I'm currently very hungry. Uber Eats is giving me notification. It's gonna arrive in an hour. How are you doing, Ben?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I have not been at DDT's 10th anniversary for Takeshita, who, of course, some of our viewers will be very familiar with for his brief run in AEW and the US Indies. He's coming back to America, folks. He is coming back. Don't worry, we've not seen the last of Takeshita. But before the podcast, before we started recording, I feel like you all should know that I maybe spoke for about 5 seconds about Takeshita, given that Takeshita's cool. But my favorite DDT wrestler is Chris Brooks, so we were mainly talking
Yes.
about how cool Chris Brooks is, especially when he's doing a show about an hour away from where I'm going to be living in a couple of weeks. That's going to be super fun. But that's not New Japan. And we are here mainly to talk about New Japan and all things cool in Japanese wrestling. And before we get into today's episode focus, which is going to be about the upcoming tournaments, there is a general kind of bit of news that it's probably worth us sharing. Although we don't have the biggest platform yet, thank you to everyone who does watch. We really do appreciate it. Hopefully, this will mean something for some of you that Joe Doring, Big Joe Doring, who appeared on a number of All Japan shows sort of pre-pandemic. He's been a mainstay in Impact Wrestling. He's sort of done his fair share of tours of Japan and a long-time industry veteran, has recently chosen to share with the world that his brain cancer has returned. He's stepping back from the ring to prioritize his healing and recovery, and all of his colleagues, Impact Wrestling, his former colleagues, wherever he's worked, have shown their respect. And we just wanted to add our thoughts and our best wishes to Joe Doring and his family. If you'd like to support Joe Doring in some of his funds in terms of kind of making up for the lost income he would have had for bookings and things, Mick Foley is currently running a fundraiser for him. There are other fundraisers that can be found online that various colleagues are running. Impact is selling a special shirt. So for someone who has paid their dues on the Japanese circuit and someone who has put a lot of work into being a big man on the wrestling scene around the world, we wanted to send our best wishes to Joe Doring and all the best for a very speedy recovery.
Yes. All right.
So,
Yes.
for those viewers who are less familiar with tag leagues, or do we want to do Burning Spirit first?
Do you want to do Burning Spear first? That's the shortest one out of them.
Yeah, fair
Yep.
enough. So, what's going on the Burning Spirit tour, Suki?
Burning Spirit. So currently they're doing house shows, but the last televised show that they did, they finally, after 2.5 years, they allowed cheering, and then
It
thank
was so
God
good.
it was so good. Thank God. And then the first match was Suzuki Minoru versus Bad Dude Tito, where I heard some Tito chants. The best part was Kazenina and Korakuen coming back, so that was amazing. Yeah, I think I heard Gideon. I didn't see the full show. I didn't see the full show because yeah, I think I had to take a shower during it. But uh,
I did watch the whole show.
oh yeah, really? Uh,
Yeah, it
uh,
it's a good show. I mean, it was fairly. It wasn't anything kind of special in terms of the matches that happened. No major storyline developments, but New Japan allowing cheering again in these reduced capacity shows, hearing Kazeninare, hearing Okada, Okada, hearing Gideon, Gideon,
did
as
that?
Gideon got menaced. Yeah, Gideon got cheered for a solid like 3.5 minutes because they did. So the match was United Empire, Okan, Cobb, and Gideon Gray, who is the newest member of the United Empire, versus Farley, Chase Owens, and who was the other guy?
Hikuleo, I think.
Yeah, it was Hikuleo. Yeah. Um, and they obviously Gideon Gray is a kind of much smaller guy than Okan Cobb, and definitely smaller than Farley and Hikuleo. So they did quite a lot of the early spots of the match was Gideon Gray sort of getting bullied by uh, Bad Luck Fale and Hikuleo. He kept kind of fighting back, like poking them in the eye, like dodging all their big dives, and then eventually Great Okan came in on the hot tag. Okan got such a loud cheer. He is incredibly over in Japan. It's so clear to see when he did the little thing he does where he comes out with the flag and threatened to stab Bad Luck Fale. He got the loudest cheer of the night, other than Kaze Ninare and Tanahashi's entrance.
God.
But yeah, that show's available to watch on New Japan World.
Yeah,
Uh, only got Japanese comms at the moment. Hopefully, the English will be up soon. But absolutely worth a watch. Very fun. You get to kind of see. It's like a little. This is a perfect kind of introductory show to most of the main guys in New Japan. You get a sense of who they are, how popular they are, and what you're meant to chant at them.
yep. And the day after they also had another show that allowed cheering in
Mm.
work, and I think the main event was um I think Kenta and Phantasma versus Hiromu and Takagi. Hiromu and
Yep.
Takagi lost, but the day before, so if you see Kenta's backstage comments, he's recently just promoting his new biography written by himself called Ashiato. And then every backstage comments, he's like, "What's the title of this book? 1, 2, 3, Ashiato." And then the day before, Kenta said, tomorrow I'm gonna win and I'm gonna make everyone say Ashiato together." Uh, but Takagi, that son of a bitch, uh, he stole the spotlight, and
If
then
you have,
oh yeah, oh yeah, we also did that thing too. Yeah, what's the set?
yep. So I don't know what minute count this was, but there we go. Suki has broken the has broken his streak of longest time gone without cursing. Congratulations. Sorry for interrupting.
It's okay. So Takagi, he stole the spotlight, and then, I think Hiromu, he passed it on to Hiromu to do the mata, 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 and then
Mm.
when he was about to do the Tanoshimote part, I think in English, yeah, let's have more fun part. Takagi just came in and said, "That's oh God, what did he say?" He said some synonym of "let's have more fun," and then that was amazing. That got a huge pop from the fans, and then New Japan has also booked some more cheering shows with some cheering aloud. So I think one of them, I believe, I don't know if I'm right, but I think one of them is Okada's anniversary event.
Yeah,
And
that's going to be big.
that's gonna be big. Yes. That's
And
all the burn.
we will, of course, oh, yeah, we will, of course, cover Okada's anniversary. We've got some plans for an episode dedicated entirely to the Rainmaker,
Yes.
and that'll probably come out about that time.
Yes.
So, Burning Spirit tour ongoing. Obviously, we're getting the build up to the tag leagues. We're getting the build up to things like Royal Quest.
Yes.
So, for those viewers who are perhaps less familiar with the tag leagues, Suki, why not? Could you please explain
All right.
what's going on?
So recently they just announced World Tag League and Super Junior Tag League. So if you don't know what World Tag League is, it is a round robin tournament to decide the best tag team in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And then yeah, they typically just get like a title shot. They got the trophies, they got the title shot at Wrestle Kingdom, where where Super Junior Tag League is the tag league for the juniors, where they don't usually do it during uh no, I think for the past 2 years they didn't have the Wrestle Kingdom mark because they did it during the year. But this year they're doing it at the exact same time. So World Tag League and Super Junior Tag League, they're gonna be combined together. And then so both of them follow the same concept. If you follow the G1 Climax, it's technically uh the G1 Climax for tag teams in New Japan. So I think last year's winners were Bishamon, I think Yoshashi and
It
Goto
was Bishamon, yes.
Bishamon, and I think Super Junior Tag League. Did they have Super Junior Tag League last year? And if they did, who were the winners?
Yeah, was it was it was it was it Robbie Eagles and Tiger Mask?
No, they were the champions at that time. Wait,
Yeah, they. Oh no, it was. It wasn't 619. Was it El Phantasmo and Taiji Ishimori?
I think they got screwed up. I think it's. See, I'm just searching it
Hang
up.
on, I'll just check.
Yeah, I'm also checking. Yep.
Just what?
Yep. Yeah.
World. Yeah, that's right. This is live, folks.
Yes.
We are.
All right.
Who was it?
And Desperado and Kanemaru.
Yep, Despy and Kanemaru.
Kanemaru.
Sorry for getting that wrong.
Okay, that's okay.
So yeah, so we've got two block-based tournaments with the winners getting a title shot at the reigning champions, presumably at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yes. So
Sounds cool.
Sounds cool. So I think this year, since they brought a lot of foreigners in the G1 Climax, I think that they'll bring a lot of foreigners in the World Tag League and Super Juniors. Like we might be seeing people like Aussie Open, maybe FTR, maybe some other tag team that I haven't listed. Some other tag team.
Yeah. So the champions going into these tournaments, your reigning IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions are, of course, FTR from AEW. They've not had as much of a presence in New Japan because A, they're on a completely different continent, B, it's been G1 season, and C, FTR have been just taking a couple of weeks off to clear up to take some rest, spend some time with their families. As of last night, as of recording, and of last weekend, FTR are back. Dax Harwood had a singles match last night against Claudio Castagnoli, and FTR were in a trios match at the All Out pay-per-view. So FTR are back for wrestling. They'll be appearing at Royal Quest in October in the United Kingdom, and I can see them coming over and being part of the tag league.
Yes.
For your junior heavyweight champions, we have
We have Francesco Akira and TJP of United Empire, which they have a title match at Kobe against 609. So we might be seeing switch there. But since Royal Quest is I believe in October, and
Yep.
uh Tag League is in November. Or December, November, December, I think around that point. Uh we might be seeing new champions. We might be seeing FTR going into Tag League as champions. But still very excited for this year's Tag League. I think the past Tag Leagues they had just meh participants every year. They have the same mold. You have your GODs, you have your Chase and Pollies, you have your Tenkosies, all that. But
Yeah.
here we yeah
So
yeah
should we start with who do we think is going to be in the junior tag leagues then? The juniors.
the junior Tag League.
So yeah, junior tag league. So getting the obvious out of the way, regardless of whether they're champions or not, or whoever's on the champions belt, Francesco Akira and TJP will be in the junior tag league tournament. They are United Empire's only junior heavyweight tag team. They're also United Empire's only junior heavyweights, so they'll be there.
Yep. And of course we're gonna be seeing oh god, who was it? Oh yeah, we're gonna be seeing 609. We're gonna be seeing Super Junior Tag League, who are in Super Junior Tag. Currently I can list those, but who are in oh yeah,
Um,
Despy Maru, I think,
yeah,
yeah.
Despy Kanemaru.
Despy Kanemaru.
I'm going to make a prediction for an outsider tag team we're going to get
Yes.
from Impact Wrestling, representing Bullet Club, Chris Bay and Ace Austin.
Yes.
They've been teaming together for a good couple of months now. They obviously have that Bullet Club affiliation, the Finesse Club or the Ace Club, depending on which one you want to listen to. They've got some super good tag chemistry. They're both kind of very charismatic high flyers. They know how to put on a show. Chris Bay, I'm going to say this controversially now. I think just because of how he hits it, Chris Bay's Oz Cutter, the art of finesse, his finisher, looks a little bit better right now than Will Ospreay's Oz Cutter. I love the Oz Cutter, but just because Chris Bay tends to twist his shoulder into it a bit more, so it actually looks like it kind of hits with a bit more out of. It looks more like a flying RKO than a flying diamond cutter, which is super cool to see. So Bay and Ace Austin. Are you booing me? I thought you were booing me.
Boo, comments, boo him. Shame him. Oh, I have a New Day t-shirt there. Shame. Boo.
Okay. Yeah.
Report
So
too.
I can absolutely see Ace and Chris Bay coming into the junior tag league and probably doing quite well.
Yeah. Yeah, currently Bullet Club doesn't have any real junior tag team since Phantasmo went up to the heavyweights. So if I don't know if maybe Ghetto Togo, maybe that's a Mexico in Japan. Ghetto Togo,
Yeah.
uh
I,
who-
I mean, you could see Show and Dick Togo being the night off.
yeah. Show and Dick Togo, yeah. I don't want to see that, but
Yeah, but you know House of Torture are going to be there.
House of Torture, they're gonna be there somehow. Maybe new member, I don't know. Fucking hell, like maybe like
Please God, no.
oh, oh wait. If we had a new member, who would you want it to be? If you had a gun pointed to your head, a new junior in House of Torture.
A new junior in House of Torture. Do they have to be within New Japan, or can they be from outside the company, but someone who New Japan works with?
Then no, it can be it can be outside the company, but who New Japan works with. It can be those. Oh.
Um, Actually, you know what? Screw it. Master Watto.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
No, No, I think I think I think I think this storyline with Tenzan, where he's starting to move out of Tenzan's shadow, could lead to an interesting heel turn, and it would probably do some good to let him kind of build up his experience working as a heel, trying to get heat. Um, so it wasn't just okay. I think right. I think Suki's going to see if he can replace me as his podcast partner.
No, no,
Um,
no.
okay, outside the company, you know what? Who is a good junior who could fit in with House of Torture? The I mean, I want to say someone like if you want someone who can have a good match and still be an absolute Spike Trivet from Progress Wrestling.
Yeah,
Yes, okay, he's their current world champion, but he would fit in really well with House of Torture.
yeah,
But obviously, he's probably well above appearing in a junior tag team. But he he's very, very, very good at being an effective heel, about kind of adding that vicious edge to House of Torture that they've sometimes been missing.
yeah. For me, I have Bushi. So if you want to boo me, go. I have Bushi. I think he's in the same shadow as that has been in his time in
Mm,
Los Ingobernables de Japón. So I believe Bushi might be stabbing Hiromu or Naito in the back to join House of Torture. But for an outsider, it's hard.
mhm,
Um uh I was just thinking about Lindemann because he worked with Damnation and DDT, but I'm like Lindemann won't do that. But if
mm,
it were an outsider, I would want to see. I To be honest, I don't know, but if I wanted to see one, if I was Ghetto or Togo, I would put oh god, oh god, people are gonna call me a clown for this. I would put the acclaimed in House of Torture. The acclaimed from AEW. Matt Caster. Max Caster.
you're a cop.
Um
Yeah. For those who don't know, Aid, the Acclaimed gimmick is they claim that anyone who doesn't like them or who insults them or who says they should do things like join House of Torture is a cop, because everyone loves the Acclaimed except cops. Um, um, okay, so
all right.
that amusing bit of fantasy booking aside, other people I could maybe see popping up in the junior tag league. I don't
Uh
know, Dragon Lee,
Dragon
maybe.
Dragon Lee maybe. To be
But
honest,
oh, but
yeah.
issue with that,
Oh yeah.
CMLL and AAA, they won't want him appearing on the same shows as the AAA tag team champions, because Mexican lucha libre politics is even more twisted and convoluted than Puro politics in terms of the promotions just refusing to work with each other.
I would oh oh yeah, another team that will pop up in Super Year and Tag League. Flying Tigers. I forgot to mention them. Flying
Yeah,
Tigers.
absolutely. And I can see Robbie Eagles especially having a very good run again, with the exciting announcement, and we'll definitely touch on this later, of New Japan's new New Zealand, Australia, and Oceania-based brand,
How much?
with which is clearly going to position Robbie Eagles very centrally. For those of you wondering, where is Robbie at the moment? He's back in Australia. He's doing some work on the Aussie Indies. He's just having a quick run there, because obviously in G1 season he wasn't really needed because Chaos had enough people in the G1 to make up undercard tags. So he's obviously got some time off, spent some time with family and friends, do keep his ring skills sharp by appearing in the Australian Indies, and now got this exciting new announcement which is definitely going to feature him a lot more, which is nothing less than he deserves. Robbie Eagles is amazing, and I will die on that hill. He is one of the most underrated guys in New Japan.
Yes. So this year's Super Junior Tag League. For the
Hmm.
outsiders, I would like to see who are they? They were in, oh god, oh my, they're not in House of Black. There's the two guys from Death Triangle. Who are they? The masked guys from Death Triangle. Rafi,
The Lucha Brothers.
yeah, the Lucha
Problem with
Brothers.
that?
Yeah. Oh
Problem
fuck.
with that? They're luchadors. They work for AAA. They won't want to appear with anyone from CMLL. Um, and I mean, you could make that work, but basically, New Japan's partnership with CMLL is would get binned if they booked AAA talent because as a whistle stop summary, CMLL and AAA are the two kind of big lucha promotions in Japan, and they hate each other. They absolutely hate each other. So like one of the why we haven't really seen Dragon Lee on New Japan is because I think it was AAA threatened to pull threatened to pull no, because CMLL, who Titan works for, El Titan, who appeared in this year's Super Juniors, they would refuse to stop sending their guys if AAA guys show up on New Japan shows. So the Lucha Brothers are off the table, which is a pity because also Penta's a heavyweight. Ray Fenix isn't, but Penta is technically a heavyweight.
Oh, fuck. All right. So for who else? So I was thinking, since New Japan and Noah now have some sort of a
Hmm.
work relationship, as Great Okan appeared on the Great Muta's final show in Osaka, I believe I believe we might see someone from Noah popping up.
Stinger, please, Stinger.
Stinger, yes, Stinger. I was just searching up Noah tag teams, and then before that, the first thing that came in mind was Chris Ridgway and Ogawa. That was because they were the first people that came in mind. In
Yes, please give us Chris Ridgway in New Japan. Please. I mean, I love Chris Ridgway. He is absolutely underrated again. And also massive respect for Chris Ridgway for how open he is discussing mental health and kind of body image and body image issues that many wrestlers face. So nothing but respect for him for that. Also, I love technical wrestling. Chris Ridgway, one of the best. So, not going to complain.
Yes. Also, fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. From my mark standpoint, from my
Hmm.
mark standpoint as a Chris Brooks fan,
If
uh,
you're going to claim that Chris Brooks is a junior heavyweight, I'm going to disagree.
really, how how heavy is
I
Chris?
don't.
How
I
much
mean,
does Chris
he's like 6'8".
Chris Brooks wait? The last time I checked, he was 90 something kilograms, 85 kilograms. Checks that.
Okay,
Motherfucker.
o- okay, I yield.
85 kilograms. So the mark in me says either CDK might appear in Junior Tag League since this is their 50th year and they have connections and shit.
Hmm.
I want I want to see CDK in New Japan Pro Wrestling since they have all those connections right now. Like they have the All Japan guys here, they have the Noah guys here. Since Noah is like a Cyberfight promotion, DDT, get them in here, please.
Yeah, no, I would absolutely love to see Chris Brooks either as CDK or CCK or whatever, whoever. Any match, anything that gets Chris Brooks on a larger screen again is absolutely amazing. Um, Selfishly, because they're such a good. I really want to see Chris Bay sell them. Like it would be one of my dream, just like one spot things. I want to see Chris Bay sell the praying mantis bomb
Oh,
because, which is because Chris Bay is really good at selling big impact moves. So that would just be very, very nice. Also, Chris Brooks being so tall would look quite. It would look like how it looks with when Fale is in the G1 climax, like with everyone going like at him. And
Yep.
and yeah, no, I'd be up for that. I think so. I think should we talk about the World Tag League before we, I don't know, end up booking the Usos in the Junior Tag League by mistake?
Exactly. Yeah, before that, I had another junior tag team in mind.
Oh yeah.
So, okay, who was? Oh, fuck, I forgot his name. Oh God, he's the MLW champion. Some bullshit. Rocky Romero's former tag team partner. Who was he? ML
Matt Cross.
Matt Cross. Fuck. I think I'm not familiar with MLW. Let me check again.
Hang on. The current MLW Tag Team
Not the
champions
tag team champion.
are Hustle and Power,
Singles champion. The
Alexander Hammerstone,
what? Wait, what?
Jake.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Alex Hammerstone is the MLW World
Oh,
Heavyweight
Alex
Champion,
Hammerstone.
and he's
Oh,
deaf.
Davey Richard. Oh, Davey Richards. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I just
Oh, Davey Richards, right?
Davey Davey Richards. Yeah.
Yeah, he's their National Openweight champion, isn't he?
Yeah. So, backstage comments, Romero said something like, "Let's team up again" or something. I think.
Yeah, that
So we might.
that would be super cool.
Yep.
The issue with that is MLW have a partnership with AAA.
This fucking Lycos t-shirt in the fucking garbage. What the fuck? What the fuck? Fuck.
No,
Show's
but
fuck this.
I could see what?
Show's cancelled. Fuck this. The fuck?
Come back, Suki. So, whilst my podcast partner goes on strike, so MLW do have a partnership with AAA, but Davey Richards hasn't done anything with AAA within MLW. He's not appeared on any of the big AAA shows, so that could work. That could work. And also, Davey Richards does do independent work. He's got a sufficiently flexible contract, so he could come over to New Japan. It could happen. Also, just the audio did not pick up what you said at all, so you know.
Yeah, but Davey Richards, didn't he have like a match with Romero for the National Openweight Championship at Music City Mayhem? So
Oh yes, he did because he's got that flexibility in his contract. So we could see that would be super cool. Well, Rocky Romero is super cool, but I imagine Rocky Romero might be a bit busy at the moment with sorting out visas and stuff. So I don't know how available he is to wrestle because he does have that back office job.
oh yeah. All right. So that's Super Junior
World Tag League.
World Tag League.
So there are some obvious shoe-ins for World Tag League. Okan and Cobb,
Okay,
probably.
Packers.
Corn on the Tekkers, Dangerous Tekkers, Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr., Naito and Sanada.
Sonata, yes. Bishimon. They yep.
Yep. Kenta and ELP.
Anton, ELP.
I predict a returning Gorilla's Destiny if Tangaloa is healed up.
Sadly, Evil and Yujiro. Fuck.
Yeah, but that's already a fairly full tag league.
Yeah.
And there's already there's already one kind of big who's his partner going to be storyline. Who is Hiroshi Tanahashi going to partner with?
I have a feeling it might be Satoshi Kojima if he's not busy during that time.
Yeah, I mean,
yep, exactly. Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you want to kind of get if you're wondering, hey, how should I try pro wrestling Noah? Go and watch Kojima's recent run. Kojima basically doing exactly what he was trained to do, beating people in with his lariats. He's having a whale of a time over in Kojima's off on his little trip to Noah. He performed really well in the N1 victory. He did everything he needed to do. So if he chooses to stick around in Noah for a bit longer, he might be in uh in over there. But you know who I would quite like to see Tanahashi team with?
Who?
Yuji Nagata.
Yuji Nagata.
The
That's
story, the history with those two men, one ace to the other, one last run for Nagata, kind of Tanahashi. We have to admit it, Tanahashi is eventually going to join that kind of generation of the dad team.
Yep.
He's almost 50 already.
Yep.
Like, so Tanahashi and Nagata, one last run, one last time.
Yep.
It would get me crying every time they came out because of the story and the history between those two men. But Tana and Nagata, please.
Please. For the outsiders, who do you think will come in? Obviously, maybe Aussie Open and FTR.
Aussie Open, yeah.
FTR, maybe, kind of, yeah.
Yeah. FTR's a maybe. I honestly think they're more likely to come in if they are not the IWGP Tag Team Champions by that time. I mean, obviously there's been a fair bit of criticism of Tony Khan's booking, but he has quite successfully managed to circumnavigate the situation right now where FTR should probably have had like 3 tag team title shots by now, but hasn't yet. Although they have now said that they want their shot at whoever wins Acclaimed versus Swerve in Our Glory. Speaking of, when can we have Swerve in Our Glory in New Japan, please?
Yeah.
That's just fantasy booking. I don't necessarily want them in the tag team, but I would quite like to hear like Budokan Hall doing the Swerve chant. It would be quite cool.
It was this one.
But basically his music is this song he raps, which has like a beat like da 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 da, and then and it's like da 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 swerve, da 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 swerve, da 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 swerve. It's really effective. Like he got that chant over in his second entrance in AEW because he is very, very good at connecting with the crowd. Also, he's got that "Whose house? Swerve's house" chant, which is very nice. But yeah, absolutely, Aussie Open will probably be in junior tag league, no, in heavyweight tag league. They're your reigning, defending, strong openweight champions. So anyone who pins them gets some title defenses lined up for Aussie Open. You know, it's good booking.
Another fantasy booking that I would like to add, maybe fantasy booking or not. I would like to see Young Bucks coming back. I would like to see that.
Ooh, that's going to be controversial.
That's gonna be controversial, yes. But who wouldn't want to see Young Bucks coming back? Who wouldn't want to see Young Bucks versus Techers? Who wouldn't want to see Young Bucks versus?
I mean, sign me up for Young Bucks versus Dangerous Techers and Aussie Open. I'm fairly sure Kyle Fletcher, Matt, and Nick Jackson would just not leave the air whilst Zach is trying to time Mark Davis into a knot. Actually, Dangerous Techers versus Aussie Open is probably actually the match I want to see the most in New Japan right now.
Really?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
That I think that would just be really, really solid. Zach has worked with Kyle and Mark from Aussie Open for years on the British indie scene. Like he knows them. They've done Rev Pro. They did bits of Progress. They did bits of Defy and IPW and things like that. Not IPW. They didn't do that, but like WCPW. That's it. Which is actually Defy. They rebranded it. Why did I say the same promotion twice? But like they have previous history. Ooh, you know who might be fun as fantasy booking entrants for the juniors who could also serve to highlight the new Australia and New Zealand and sort of South Pacific show?
Who?
Velocities.
Velocities.
So the Velocities are Aussie Opens are basically like Aussie Open's greatest rivals. They are a team of young high flyers, all kind of trained in the kind of lucha style of wrestling slash kind of spot fest style wrestling. And they had this match at, I think it was PWA,
Yeah.
which is available to watch on YouTube. It's about 45 minutes of those two teams murdering each other.
Yeah.
Then they had a rematch, and then they had a couple of rematches in Australia. They had a rematch at Rev Pro, I want to say it was Summer Sizzler, where Velocities got their win back. That was like the whole point. They got their big win back. They were 1-1, and then they did this big storyline in Rev Pro during the Rev Pro British Tag League, which is their equivalent of the Tag League. It works exactly the same, where Velocities spoiled Aussie Open on the last day to win the the British Tag League, and then they went on to challenge Sunshine Machine and lost. But it was like this big deal. Also, anyone who does a shooting star DDT as a finisher
Wait,
is
what?
cool in my book, and that's one of the Velocities guys' finishes. So it would be so cool to see the Velocities in any sort of New Japan ring, primarily because I suspect they would steal the show.
Wait, shooting star DDT. Wait, I'm trying
Yeah.
to process in my mind how that will fucking work.
So I think is it I think it's due to Silver does a shooting star press.
Yes.
Then as he flips over, he catches the guy into a DDT.
Ah.
It's basically a really complicated setup for a tornado DDT, but it's very
Yep.
he jumps up very high.
Yep. Tag team that I would like to see in Tag League.
Mm.
Another fantasy booking entrant. Red Dragon. Red Dragon.
Ooh, yeah, I mean Bobby Fish is a free agent now. He's left AEW.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that yeah. AEW has had a crazy week, and this story sort of fell under the radar, but Bobby Fish has let his contract expire. He's strongly suspected to be heading back to WWE. He had a very strong relationship with Triple H. Um, the two, he had a lot of respect for Triple H. Triple H had a lot of respect for him. They had quite a good working relationship, and so I wouldn't be surprised if Bobby Fish goes back to WWE. But there is still a window where, oh, and Kyle O'Reilly is seriously injured. He had to have neck fusion surgery, so he's out. He's on the shelf for like 8 months, and that only got announced a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. I forgot to mention the Good Brothers. I forgot to mention them.
Yeah, they will definitely be in the tag league.
Definitely be in the Tag League. I just can't wait to see the machine gun.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a question for you.
Yeah,
How popular are the Good Brothers in Japan? Because in America, they're really actually not that popular. People
really?
get quite bored by them. Mm,
Uh, they're actually pretty I haven't seen to be honest, I haven't seen that much of Japanese fans, but to my vision, I think they're actually pretty popular. I think so. Since see, I see, I guess I don't know how to explain yeah, they're popular since they like came back from a long time in WWE, AEW, all that shit. But
mm,
yeah, I think they're popular. I believe they're popular. They're one of the founding members of Bullet Club too. So Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, one of the OGs there. So I think they're pretty popular. I don't know that much, but I don't see
yeah,
since since Bullet Club merch is wide. I don't know. I don't see like fucking. I have a hot wife T-shirt during the Budokan during the Budokan shirt shows. But yeah, I think they're
mm.
pretty popular. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just interesting because like their last run in Impact Wrestling, which seems to have ended, they lost the Impact Tag Team titles to the OGK, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett,
Yep.
who are who I would have thought might have come over for the tag league, but now they're champions. I don't think they will. Um, but yeah, but yeah, they just sort of like they were fairly happy to just kind of put on good matches rather than like great matches, and they just were fairly happy to just sort of sit back, relax, and just do the best they like
Yeah.
put on a good match rather than a great match, which is fair enough. I mean, they're not as young as they used to be,
Uh,
but I
uh,
think if they're in the tag league, they will be put in the same block as Gorillas of Destiny, and they're probably going to attempt to murder each other live on tape television for our entertainment.
so I have a question for you.
Shoot,
Is Alex Shelley still a junior, or did he move up?
good question. Time splitters in the tag league plus. The problem with not problem because this is a really like the problem with Alex Shelley's bookings right now is that Alex Shelley is a trained medical professional, and during the COVID pandemic he took time off wrestling to focus on saving lives in
Uh,
the kind of worst points of the COVID pandemic.
well,
He's now announced that he's returning to wrestling and he's back to teaming with Chris Sabin as the Motor City Machine Guns, and also Kushida as the Time Splitters, and Kushida and Chris Sabin as Time Machine. They had a super fun trios match over on Impact. Go watch Impact if you want to go and see Kushida absolutely tearing it up right now. Um, but I don't know if Alex Shelley wants to come over. I don't know if he's still a junior because technically, I mean, Impact's weight classification is difficult because they've got heavyweights. I mean, they put everyone else in the X division, where the whole rule is it doesn't matter if you're 197 pounds or 300 pounds. You know, you're still going to compete against all these other people. Um, but I don't know if Shelley, because Shelley and Sabin still wrestle like juniors, but I don't know if they'd still be classed as heavy. I'd rather see them in the junior tag league, but I could see why they maybe wanted to be in the world. They might want to be in the World Tag League.
wait, I have a question. Wait, what's going on with Andrade? Because I'm
Okay, so
with on far, right?
right, Lucha Libre politics time.
All right.
Andrade El Idolo is still in AEW. He has not requested his release or anything. He may have done in the past, but he hasn't. There's been no credible reports that he has recently. He's reunited with his former tag team partner Rush to reform La Facción Ingobernable,
Los single now.
the people who Naito, the original people who taught Naito how to do the fist salute and how to be tranquilo. Um, so they're back. They're in AEW. Basically, it all boils down to politics again because Rush. Just going to double check I've got this right. So Rush left he left CMLL. Just double checking. It all got really confusing, and I've slightly lost track of who is actually in AAA, who's CMLL. Okay, right. Okay, so La Facción Ingobernable existed in CMLL, right? And that's where they trained Naito and all that stuff happened. Then Rush, who is a bit of a backstage politician, apparently, rumoredly, allegedly, please don't sue us. Um, you know, he, for whatever reason, he chose to leave CMLL and jump across to AAA, which is basically like to use a metaphor that hopefully you'll be able to understand. It was like what happened when Misawa left All Japan,
Ah,
like that sort of big deal of a betrayal that these people were moving across.
oh, okay. So it was like some sort of How should I explain? Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it.
Like it was that sort of big deal of a this is a betrayal of this brand.
So
And so that's why they now call themselves La Facción Ingobernable, not Los Ingobernables, because that was the name they were able to copyright. But they now work for AAA,
yeah.
and they're allowed to wrestle AAA talent because they had a really fun match with the Lucha Brothers, who are AAA through and through. But Andrade, Rush, AAA, La Sombra, Pentagon, Ray Fenix, all now work for AAA. And so they won't appear on any New Japan show unless New Japan want to lose their partnership with CMLL, where they can send out their people on excursion. So that's what's going on with Andrade. La Facción Ingobernable is back, but that's also the reason why they weren't allowed to do anything to do with Naito or Shingo or Hiromu with Andrade and Rush, because Andrade and Rush got pulled from Forbidden Door because they were AAA, and CMLL wouldn't let New Japan work with AAA without losing them that partnership.
Wow. All right. So do you know any Impact tag teams that may make a cut for Tag League, Ben?
For World Tag League, I mean, the Good Brothers are technically Impact, they're free agents. Won't be the Kingdom because the Kingdom are A, veteran US indie workers, B, current Impact Tag Team champs. The Briscoes, I mean, I don't even know if the Briscoes are with Impact. No, they're not. They're now back over on Ring of Honor, so they're back with AEW now, I think.
What about the Briscoes? Yeah, Briscoes would be fun.
Who are the other Impact tag teams that they've actually got? Because like Impact doesn't have weight division, so like Bay and Ace. Bay and Ace will probably be in junior tag. Motor City Machine Guns, maybe, or Alex Shelley and Kushida as time splitters. Who else? They've got
I just
Kenny King and PCO, I guess.
I just
No, they're a faction. They're Ring of Honor
yeah,
guys.
I just searched up Impact tag teams, and then
Mhm.
the first two that popped up were Dudley Boys and Hardy's, and the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, well, the Dudleys have split up. Devon, they're still friends, of course, but Devon, Devon now works for WWE, and Bubba Ray was last seen powerbombing Mike Knox through a table at NWA 74.
Hardy's, they have some stuff with Jeff Hardy, right?
Yes, so we wish Jeff Hardy all the best in his recovery, but he will not be appearing until he finishes his treatments and his rehabilitation
Yeah.
for some pretty severe, clearly, problems with alcohol and other intoxicants. Um, yeah, I mean, Impact Tag, I can see them sending over Ace and Bay and the Good Brothers, both teams from Bullet Club. Maybe they send the Kingdom, but then the Kingdom, the OG Kingdom, but then that would leave Impact without their heavyweight, without their tag team champs. And I don't think they're going to put the belts on like Eddie Edwards and Kenny King to carry the brand with no tag teams to wrestle against.
Um, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they're not going like that's the thing. Impact's tag division is actually quite small. They mainly like to have kind of an established tag team at the top and then put together teams of singles guys to rotate them up and down the card and let them kind of get experience and reps in. So, like if you were to send an established tag team over from Impact, you would reduce the amount of tag teams that Impact had available for by like 20%. And since they're probably going to send Ace and Bay because they are building up Ace and Bay as a tag team, then yeah.
So, final question, and
Go
probably
on.
final part of the and probably final part of this podcast. Who do you see? What tag team do you see overcoming this grueling tournament for World Tag League and Super Junior Tag League?
For Super Junior Tag League, I can see Akira and TJP carrying the belts into Wrestle Kingdom, and I can see their challengers being either El Desperado and Kanemaru again, or if they can get them for that long, I could see it maybe being Chris Bay and Ace Austin.
Yeah.
And for
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. No, so those were my picks too. Being Austin, because since New Japan, they probably won't have Desperado and Kanemaru winning again. They definitely won't have 6 or 9 winning because Taguchi, and they definitely won't have any of the outsiders winning except A and B.
Yeah.
And B, because
sorry.
yeah. But if they do get Stinger, I will go with Stinger. But for now,
And then
yeah. For
yeah.
now, it was Ace Austin and Crispy, since they have the Bullet Club connection, and then they have they're Bullet Club. Why not?
Yeah, and that would be a super fun match.
Yeah.
4 very good high flyers, veteran experience from Ace Austin, no, from Chris Bay and from TJP, Francesco Akira, and kind of Ace Austin and Chris Bay, all relatively new, but all very experienced. So that would be a very fun match, I suspect. For the winners of your World Tag League, Suki, who do you have?
I have Dangerous Techers for my winners at World Tag.
I have El Phantasmo and Kenta.
Really?
Yeah. I think they're going to have a strong run in this tournament. Going to get themselves established because if they're trying to establish ELP as a heavyweight, get some wins under his belt, and then maybe have them lose to FDR or whoever's holding the titles, be unsuccessful in their challenge. But I think they need to, if they want to build up ELP's credibility as a heavyweight, he needs a strong run here with Kenta as well.
I picture ELP and Kenta both being so they're I see them as the Yano and Tana group. Like they team up for the tag league and then they eventually just split and then go back to their singles careers.
But my heart, like my head says ELP and Kenta. My heart says my dream, FTR versus Yuji Nagata and Hiroshi Tanahashi, like people who love the old school. Like if this is the end for Tana as like a main event heavyweight, let it be against people who respect the old ways of wrestling, teaming with his ancient rival and his long-term mentor. I mean, come on, this is New Japan. This is the land of stories, and Nagata putting Dax Harwood in the Nagata lock would make my day. Not because I don't like Dax Harwood, but just just the Nagata lock.
If this might be a bit controversial for some people, but if Kota Ibushi comes back somewhere, or if this Kota Ibushi thing never happened, I want to see Golden Ace coming back. Golden Ace. And then if you want to talk about heart, my heart says get CDK for Super Junior Tag League.
All right. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching this episode. I've just realized how long we've gone on for. I did not anticipate us to be going on this long. If you've got any feedback, comments, suggestions, general things you'd like us to have a look at, things you'd like us to discuss, things you'd like us to include on this show, do please leave us a comment. Please remember to like and subscribe. We really do appreciate every single one of you who watches these videos. And across the Wrestling Republic team, we're all super grateful for your support. Please do as well check out the really exciting new episodes of the Soul Sessions of Clark and Kobe's Republic Ramble. Soul has got a really interesting guest on if you're interested in hearing more about some of the internal workings behind Control Your Narrative. So, you know,
Yeah.
definitely check that out. I won't spoil who it is, but
Yeah, Chaos has also got a blog on
yeah.
the Classic Castle. So go check that
Mhm.
out.
Yeah, go check that out, especially for Soul's comments after the main event when Ben stuck a camera in a Scotsman on like our main Scots guy's face and said, "So, Soul, thoughts on the main event?" And we won't spoil that for you, especially since it would definitely get us demonetized. But
It's amazing, but yeah, I think during that video too, Soul said the same thing. So that's amazing. Go check out all the other channels. Go check out
please do.
wrestling.com. Go follow us on go follow me on Instagram at Puro Suzuki. Go follow Wrestling Republic on Instagram. Go follow everything. Go check out the website again. Come back
And
next week. I don't know what we're
yeah,
gonna do.
yeah. So next week there might be a slight delay because we might have to record it on the Sunday or the Monday because I'm moving back into college on the Saturday. So that's the thing. Uh, but there will be a slight delay. But yeah, do check us out. Keep your eyes on our Instagram as well at Lions of the Republic _WR for that news. We'll keep you posted.
We
And hey,
currently
maybe we'll take some pictures of our recording setups or something. I don't know. You know,
we
you've
currently have 13
got to give.
followers. Get us up to the fucking Wrestling Republic numbers. What the hell?
No, we'd really do. We would really appreciate follow. There's lots of exciting content out there in on the Puro world in on Instagram. I'm gonna be posting over the next few days, highlighting a couple of really good posts that introduce people to New Japan, to Puro, to all the ancient traditions, and why and how it's so different from American wrestling. Especially if you're joining us as someone who is more familiar with WWE or AEW or Impact or whatever, there are some major differences. And I think maybe that could be something we touch upon in the future. But now my voice has started to go sore and I really need a drink and you need to eat, Suki. So
No. Goodbye, good night, Ben.
really, of all the weeks you choose now to do a Kenny reference.
No.
All right.
All right.
Well, gotta give the people what they want.
Ich,
I,
ni,
ni,
san,
san,
da.
da.